Hey guys, DynastyWarriors6 here again with another, not game find so much, but I've had a few requests for this, and I've been trying to do this, and now that I've kind of got most of the games, I'm doing my top 10 favorite video games of all time, my personal top 10. Now I know everyone's top 10 or top 5 is always different, so, you know, not everyone's going to be like, well, that game sucks, you know, but this is my personal opinion, so... You know, if you think it sucks, hey, it sucks. It's cool, you know, but whatever. So we're going to start from 10 and work our way up to number 1. Now, I bet a lot of people can guess number 1 already, so that's obvious. But anyways, we'll just start from 10 and work to 1. Number 10 of personal favorite top 10 video games ever is one of my personal favorites that I played religiously on the N64, and it is Force Gemini. It's number 10 in my personal list, and I just love Force Gemini. The game was intense. It was excessively gory. Like, it was almost to the point of almost like ridiculous, because like the bugs would explode, and they would just be like green blood would just fly along the walls and it'd make a nasty noise, and it was real funny. And the game was kind of dark because there was like these koala bear people who were trying to like just live peacefully. The bugs were making them, you know, like enslaving them and doing bad things. So a really good game. I will honestly say I never beat the game. I came really close with my brother Daniel because he would be like the robot. We would trade off and be like, we would each be the robot. So it was like 2-player co-op. We never beat the game. We were missing 2 components to the ship. So yeah. Never beat the game. Sadly, never beat it, but alright. Number 9, and it's the only Sega game on the list, and this is my personal favorite, is Sonic the Hedgehog 3. It is, for Sega, the only game I really played as a little kid. I seldomly played... I didn't have a lot of games as a kid on Sega. I got games later, and I didn't have much. I only had probably 10 to 20. And now I look at my collection, I have like quadruple that now, but you know, at the time when you only have like 10 or 20 and you mostly have Sonics and you have other stuff, you know, these kind of just were it. I played Sonics, and everyone's, you know, favorite Genesis game is of course Sonic, but I love Sonic 3. It definitely is in my top 10. I could play this for hours, and just trying to get the Chaos Emeralds was always fun, you know, but I love Sonic 3. Number 9. Number 8 in my top 10 favorite games of all time is, of course, it has to be on the list somewhere, and it is Dynasty Warriors 4. I was a big fan of 3, no doubt there. I loved 3, but 4 had it all for me. 4 was great. It had a good story. It made sense. 3 was kind of chaotic with the story. 4 was great for the battles were huge still. The voice acting got better. It was better, even though they still called, you know, Sao Cow, which was kind of funny still. But this is my, you know, I loved 4. I loved playing it. I especially loved 4 Empires, but 4 the original, if I had to pick, 4 the original was great. They got the Jahodun, a voice actor who's been doing it now since 4. You know. And it was just amazing. The graphics were improved, the storyline was improved, the character designs were actually kind of kept the same from 3 to 4 almost. Like, a lot of the characters looked exactly the same, their weapons were exactly the same. I think only a few were different, but it was a great game. I loved 4. So, number 8 in list. Now, a lot of people might think, oh, this, you know, this is new, and, you know, how can you say that? But I really do like this game. I love the different storylines. And number, let's see, 6? Yeah, 6 is Dragon Age Origins. Now, my roommates give me crap all the time because they're like, Skyrim's better. I know, okay, I get it. Skyrim is probably better than Dragon Age. The game's currently in my PS3 right now, that's why it's missing. But Dragon Age Origins for me was just like going back to Coder. It was like playing Coder all over again, and I really liked Coder. Coder was probably my top 15, like especially the second one, probably top 15. But Dragon Age Origins just has it all. You got the multiple endings, you've got choice, you can be bad or good, approval of your, you know, a party. Really in-depth story, really well written. I love a lot of the characters. Shale's funny, Ogren's hilarious, Zevron's really funny. AllStars has great jokes, very well written. I love the voice actors. Steve Valentine as AllStars is one of my favorite. And Steve Blum as Ogren is just freaking hilarious. He says gross things, like one of my favorite lines he says is like, I think a blister on my foot just exploded. And he's like laughing about it. It's like, that's disgusting, but freaking hilarious. But I love Dragon Age Origins. I love the DLC content. I love the stories. It's just a great game. So number 6. Oh wait. 10, 9, 8, 7. I'm sorry, that was 7. I got my numbering backwards. 7. Number 6 is one of my favorite PlayStation games, one of my top PlayStation games that I really loved as a kid. I played it pretty religiously for a long time. It's Army of Sargent's Heroes 1. Army of Sargent's Heroes I love just for the fact that it was hilarious. The voice acting was just freaking funny. General Plastro for the Tan Forces is hilarious, and Sarge is just as funny, and it's just, their interaction is fantastic. I love their jokes. I love everything about this. I wish 3DO would have done more with the series at the end. It was kind of sad to see how it ended, but at least the first couple games were just freaking funny. I love Sarge's Heroes. Army of Sarge's Heroes, numbers, not 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. There we go. Alright. Okay, guys, I make sure. Number 5. Alright, I'm just getting my numbering all screwed up. It is one of my personal favorites. A lot of people love this game, and it's one that, you know, you can sit down and play through the whole thing and just have a blast with. And it's Super Nintendo's Turtles in Time. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in Time. A great game, fun. You know, if you've played it, you know why it is great. It's just a fantastic beat 'em up. I was always Leonardo. I love the two swords. I'm always a sword guy, so love Leonardo and Turtles and everything like that. So, you know, what else can I say? It's just a great game. And then number 4. Now, the reason why I chose this game was originally I was going to choose like Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt or Super Mario Brothers 3, but I realized there was another game that I actually fell in love with for that reason. And it's pretty obvious. It's Super Mario All-Stars, and it's just a fantastic game. You know, the fact that you have 4 games included in this one game, it just made it so much easier to purchase. It was just like, you know, a retro gamer's dream back then to have all the great Nintendo games put on one cartridge. So when this came out, I remember getting it as a kid and being so happy that I didn't have to keep playing my Nintendo, which I kind of regret because I got rid of the Nintendo because of this guy, kind of. But I was so happy to get the game, this one, because it replaced all my other ones. You know, because then I had Mario Brothers and Mario Brothers 2 and Mario Brothers 3 and the Lost Levels and all that stuff. So I love Super Mario All-Stars just for the fact that it was just a great way of going back and replaying great games all over again. And though it did cause me to get rid of my Nintendo collection eventually because of it, you know, I don't regret it at all because you know, I got more Super Nintendo games that helped form my gaming opinion. So there we go, number 4. Number 3 is one of my all-time favorites. I had a hard time between the top 3 because, or not the top 2, the top 1, 2, and 3. I had a hard time choosing, but I finally picked, and I picked Vandal Hearts as number 3. Vandal Hearts for me was just that quintessential game that was amazing. It had a great story. You know, Konami did a fantastic job. The game is gory, but it's in depth. It's kind of kiddish with the dialogue a little. Like some of those translations or like how they translated it was just kind of like, okay, it's kind of kiddie. But the gore was intense. It was a great story. The sword is awesome. The game is awesome. If you unlock Vandalier, which is like the last class you can unlock if you get all the soul parts of the one guy, you become this overly powerful, uber badass guy who can just kill everything with one move. Like you do this one attack and it's like this super powerful technique. So it does have that little like in-game cheat where you can become this like uber god creature. So Vandal Hearts number 1, definitely one of my all-time favorite games. Now, this game originally was my all-time favorite game, even when I was playing PlayStation for a while. But then, you know, it got replaced. But it's still like number 2 in my heart, just because it was incredible for me at the time. It's Kirbys Adventure. I loved Kirbys Adventure as a kid. I played it like every day. I remember getting it on Christmas, I believe. I think it was Christmas. And I didn't even know what it was. I think I just asked my mom for it because I saw commercials for it as a kid. And that's how a lot of kids back then base their decisions off getting video games. Is they didn't like go and read reviews and, you know, listen to their friends talk. You would just look at the game on TV, see 10 seconds of video game footage and realize you wanted it just because of that 10 seconds of video game footage. There was no basis off your opinion just because of like a review or, you know, IGN says get this game because it's going to be revolutionary. It was just, I think it's going to be fun, I want to play it. Kirbys Adventure was that for me. It was everything. He was funny. He could suck up baddies. He could absorb powers, which was really kind of cool because I didn't expect that. The final boss is this whirlwind vampire-looking guy. You get the Star Rod. You're beating the shit out of his ass for a long time. It was a great game. Lots of secret levels you could find. Lots of just great play. You know, I probably beat this game like 20, 30 times my whole life. Now I can't. I have a hard time playing it. I can't. It's like as a kid, I guess I was a kick-ass player because now I can't beat it almost on this game. But it's definitely number 2. Kirbys Adventure, definitely number 2. And of course, number 1 is of course Final Fantasy IX. I think everyone knows, you know, has seen my channel and, you know, knows me a little bit. They know Final Fantasy IX is number 1 in my heart just because the story was fantastic, the writing was great, the music is beautiful, the CG scenes are amazing, the characters are just, you can relate to any and all of them almost. Queen is funny, Steiner's got really good moments, Zidane or Zidane or however you want to say it, I say Zidane because that's how it looks, is funny, he's cocky but he's funny, he's a flirt but he's got some dark moments, especially when he realizes like he's a doll like Vivi. He really goes into a deep depression. You really feel it in the music in that scene. Garnet's a great female protagonist, though she is a little weepy and a little bit needy, I would say, to the point that it's just kind of like, really, after a while. But that's like the only negative thing I can think of is that Garnet's like the one character who's kind of like down a little bit. But every character is amazing. Armorant, Freya, you know, I know them all by heart. I've played the game dozens of times. I've beaten it dozens of times. I can't get enough of Final Fantasy IX. I have my original strategy guide still, even though it's missing pages, because I was an idiot kid back then, and I would read it like every 5 seconds. Even though I'd beaten the game like 20 times, I still reread it just to make sure I was doing it right. That's how devoted I was to having the game like perfect for myself. I went through trying to find every card for the Tetra game. But it was just the quintessential game for me that I loved, that, you know, I just couldn't get enough of. So that's it, guys. There's a lot of great games on my top 10 greatest list. I know some people are like, might say, you know, those games suck, but for me, that's what it was. You know, that's what I loved back when I was a kid. These are the games that I really loved. I still play a few of them, actually. I play Super Nintendo's, you know, Super Mario All-Stars, and then Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Dragon Age, and occasionally Final Fantasy IX. Once in a while. Dynasty Warriors 4 I haven't played in a long time. I should probably try to play that again. But that's it, guys. So I thank you for tuning in. You know, checking us out. We are working on game finds. We're just having some problems with some of the Craigslist deals we're trying to get. We're following through with our end of calling and verifying, but people aren't following through with their end. So we're hoping that something will change. If not, I think we're going to have maybe a relatively small game finds, because there is one game Jason found that I'm kind of interested in, but it's kind of expensive. So we'll see. But thanks for tuning in to my top 10 video game list, and thanks for watching. So I'll hopefully see you on Sunday.